is 6789 I love me, and our members are I love me, egg, dot, farm employee, and our coach is Pinari. And I'm the first one to present, and my part is chapter 1, but I want to display in my own way, in a different way.
So I'm going to introduce you something about chapter 1. Part 1 of chapter 1 is about data, elements, variables, observations. Nowadays, if you want to be a good businessman, then you are supposed to know something about statistics, less or more. The best thing and the first thing in statistics is called data. Data are facts and figures collected, analyzed, and summarized for presentation and interpretation. In words, data are information you collected, and data set refers to all the collected data in one particular study. So I'd like to describe data as a circle. Here's data 1, data 2, data 3, data 4, and data set is a big circle, and it includes data 1, data 2, data 3, data 4, data n. So next, after we collect data, we usually make a table to display this data. Here are 3 factors of this table: elements, variables, and observations. Elements are the entities on which data are collected, and a variable is a characteristic of interest of elements. And the set of measurements for a particular element is called an observation. I'd like to show you a table for further explanation, and we have a research about the gender and age of 3 persons: Lily, Tom, Jerry. And here, Lily, Tom, Jerry, these 3 names are elements' names, and gender, age is their variables. And like Jerry is a boy and his age is 12. This boy 12 is one observation of them. Part 2 is about classification of data. Summarization and analysis about the data you collected. First thing is that you need to figure out what kind of scale of measurements collected data belong to. There are 4 types of scale: nominal, ordinal, interval, and radial. Nominal and ordinal data are numbers and names to identify an attribute of the element. Both of them can be numerical code or non-numerical labels, but for nominal scale, attributes can only be named while attributes can be ordered in ordinal scale. I'd like to set an example to distinguish them. For example, jersey numbers in basketball are measures at the nominal level. A player with number 30 is not more of anything than a player with number 15, and is certainly not twice whatever number 15 is. And for ordinal scale, for example, on a survey you might code academic year as 1 for freshman, 2 for sophomore, 3 for junior, and 4 for senior. In this measure, higher numbers mean more year, but the distance from 1 to 2 is not same as 3 to 4. The interval between values is not interpretable in an ordinal measure. In words, the differences between nominal and ordinal is if the rank or order is meaningful for them. As for interval data and radial data, they both can only be numerical. In interval measurement, the distance between attributes does have meanings, and in radial measurement, the radial of 2 values are meaningful. Once more, this scale must contain a 0 value that indicates that nothing exists for the variable at the 0 point. I'd like to give some examples for further explanation. In interval scale, for example, when we measure temperature, the distance from 30 to 40 is same as distance from 70 to 80. The interval between values is interpretable. Because of this, it makes sense to compute an average of an interval variable, where it doesn't make sense to do so for ordinal scales. But note that interval measurement radius don't make any sense. 80 degrees is not twice as hot as 40 degrees, although the attribute value is twice as large. As for radial scale, in applied social research, most count variables are radial. For example, the number of clients in past 6 months. Why? Because you can have 0 clients, and because it's meaningful to say that we have twice as many clients in the past 6 months as we did in the previous 6 months. In words, the difference between interval and radial data is if the distance or radius is meaningful for them. Data can be further classified as being categorical, also called quantitative and quantitative. In categorical data, labels or names used to identify an attribute of each element, and the scale of measurement of them is either nominal or ordinal. What's more, they can be either numerical or non-numerical, and proper statistical analysis are rather limited for them. And for quantitative data, you measure how many for discrete data, while you measure how much for continuous data. Both types of data are numerical. And ordinary arithmetic operations are meaningful for quantitative data. Except what the means of classified data I mentioned just now, there are still another way to classify data in terms of time, cross-sectional data and time series data. The difference between them is about data how long you collected them. If data are collected at the same time or almost the same point in time, they would be cross-sectional. If data are collected over several periods, and they would be time series. And graphs of time series can help analysts understand 1. What happened in the past, 2. Identify any trends over time, 3. And project future levels for the time series. After you collected and analyze the data, you need to display your summarization, and the way you present your summarization to make data easily understood. We call it descriptive statistic, and there are 3 forms which are tabular, graphical, and numerical. Tabular means you present your data in tables like frequency distribution, and graphical means you present your data in graphs like bar chart, pie chart, histogram, and so on. More details about these forms my partner will explain in the next chapter. As for numerical descriptive statistic, the most common numerical statistic is average. We also call it mean. The average or the mean demonstrates a measure of the central tendency or central location of the data for a variable. And after you collect your data and present them, you're gonna analyze them. Here's a way to analyze data. It's called statistical inference. Firstly, here are 4 basic factors we need to know about statistic inference. First is population. Population is a set of all elements of interest in a particular study. Second is example. Example is subset of the population. Inverse is a part of the population. Third is census. Census is a data collected for the entire population. The fourth is sample survey. It's similar to census, but the difference is that the data in sample survey collected is for a sample. And after we know these factors, we can simply define its statistic inverse. So, sometimes the elements are too many to collect all the data of them. So we collect data from a sample, and we can analyze data from the sample, and then infer the characteristics of a population from this data. I'd like to set an example. For instance, we do a research about how many people like noodles in Bangkok. In this research, all the people in Bangkok is a population, but obviously collect all the data which is census costs too much and doesn't worth us to do it. In this situation, we collect data from a sample, which is a sample survey, to save much money and time. We may collect 1,000 people's answers, and 800 of them like noodles, which means 80% of them like noodles. So we can infer in Bangkok around 80% of the population like noodles. The process to infer the characteristic of a population from a sample data, we call it statistic inference.
Hello, I'm Ege Balaban from Chapter 3. I will do questions 1 until 7. Question number 1. Explain the difference of mean, mode, and median. Mean is the average of the numbers. To calculate, just add up all the numbers, then divide by how many numbers there are. Mode is most frequency, and median is the middle of order frequency. Number 2. When data sets have extreme values or outliers, which measure of location is used? So we use trimmed mean. It is obtained by deleting a percentage of the smallest and largest values from a data set and then computing the mean of the remaining values. We will cut this.
Start.
For number 3. For qualitative or categorical data, the common measure of location is mode, median, or mean. Actually, we can use 3 of them to find the answer or the result. Question number 4. The difference of the first and the third part. Question number 4. The difference of the first and the third quartile is called. So the answer is first quartile is 25th percentile and third quartile is 75th percentile. Question number 5. In the sample survey of the UTCC students' weight in kg, kilogram, what is the unit of standard deviation of the variable? So here, standard deviation we use as a kilogram and variance is the kilogram square. Question number 6. Explain the difference of sample statistics and population parameter. A data sample is a set of data collected and selected from a statistical population by a defined procedure. Quantity or statistical measure that for a given population is fixed and that is used as a value of variable in some general distribution or frequency function to make it descriptive of that population. Question number 7. Explain the difference of mu and x bar. So we use mu as a mean of population and x bar as a mean of sample.
Hello, I'm Fran. I will do number 8 to number 14. So for number 8, how to calculate median when there are even number of observations. So firstly, examine the median, examine the descending order, and then look at the median of data. So the median is the average of the median two values. So for example, if they have 8 observation, right? First step, we should to descending order first to be like this. So for this example, the median is the middle is number 19 and 26. The total of 19 and 26 divided by 2 equals 22.5. This is the median. This. I will move to number 9. Number 9. Variance and standard deviation are used to describe. Okay, so the measure of how spread out distributions is. So next question, number 10. Explain the relationship of median as the measure of location and percentile. Okay, so percentile use, so you can have it. Okay, so for number 10, explain the relationship of median as the measure of location and percentile. Okay, percentile, you need to remember the formula first. The formula of percentile is I equals P divided by 100 and times N. So when you wanna find to the answer, right? You will get if you use the formula, you will get the position of data, and then that means you also get the median. So next, number 11, X or not? Okay. So when you get 7, right? That means you get location of data. Location 7 is number 20, and then you should to you need to pass. You need to pass 20 and 22 and divided by 2 equals 21, right? This is answer for percentile. Okay, so next, if I is an integer, if you have 8 observation, right? I'll give you an example. So do similar way. I equal P like the same 70, right? 70, and you have N is 8. The answer. You can allow up it to be 6 like this. When you get 6, that means location of data. The location of data 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 27, but you don't need to practice. This is answer. Okay, so for number 12, explain the difference of valence and standard deviation. Okay, so the valence is the average of square difference between each data value and the mean. So, but the standard deviation of a data set is a positive square root of the variance. So next question, number 13. What is the difference in the formula of the variance and standard deviation calculated for sample and population? So if for a sample, you need to remember the formula. This is for the sample. This formula for sample, and this one for population. Sorry. It's not different, but
Okay, yes, I did my part. So the chapter 4, and the question number 1 is the probability of an event always start from 0 to 1. In the line of 0 to 1, the 0 will never occur, the event will never occur. And the number 1 is the event always occur in an event. And just an example that you just imagine that we count from 0 to 100%. So if you get 0.7, it's like 7% of chance that event will occur. Okay, so I want to move to number 2. Question number 2, some sample space. So as you can see that the area of A is one of the chance that event will occur, and other is a sample space. So just example like if you toss a coin, so the sample space it will be like head or tail. Or if you like toss a dice, the sample space will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And moreover, if you choose a ball, you choose the color of the ball, red, blue, yellow, and green. So the sample space will be four color, red, blue, green, and yellow. So next is question number 3. To find out the chance to win the first prize of the lottery in Vietnam, the number of the first prize includes 9 numbers. Example for the first prize is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if you buy one ticket, so the chance to win the ticket, first prize ticket is 1 over 100 million. If you, no matter what you're gonna buy, 50 or 1,000 ticket, you can only have a small chance to get the first prize. And about the question number 4, mutually exclusive of 2 events. Like as you see that there's no simple common between 2 events. And also, if one event A or B occur, the other A or B cannot occur also. Yes. Okay. So I will continue my part. So question number 5, the complement of an event. So initially that's the event that not occur or include in the event A, that is outside of event A. So the example that when you toss 2 dice, the target is total number of will appear on the die is 8, and when you toss it 10 times, you only get 3 times. That the total number you toss is equal 8. And the 7 times, the rest of is the complement of an event. That is not equal 8, maybe equal 12, equal 10, but not equal 8. So it's the meaning of the complement of an event. Also, next to the question 6, the sum of all probability of all possible outcomes will always be 1. So it's like the probability of event 1 plus probability of event 2 plus the 3 and plus the n will always be 1. Okay. So the next one is cutting rule for a multiple step experiment. It's a little bit hard, so I will try to make it in the 3 diagram. So we have an example that the weather of 3 days, it will be rain or morning or sunny. So with day 1, we calculate that there will be 0.3 chance that will be rain and 0.7 chance that it will be sunny. And second day is the same too. The day 1 the rain, and the second day it will be divided into 2 kind of weather, rain and sunny. And the sunny day of day 1 will be divided into the rain or sunny or day 2. And the day 3 is all the same too. They divide, so yeah, it's like all possible outcome. It's like 3 steps with the and 3 possible results on the third step. Yes. Okay. So question number 8 about the combination and permutation. You guys really get confused about the combination and permutation. You don't know what time you can use combination or permutation to suitable for the question. So I will making an explanation easier for you to understand. So you have to know that about combination is like no need the order. So you can take the board. For example, here teacher asks you to take a black ball from the box has the balls, and teacher asks you that you have to take 1 ball from 15 ball as included in black ball and white ball. That includes that have 7 ball is black and 18 ball is white. So you have to take 1 ball. So he asked us what's the chance to take 1 ball from 15 ball. That is a black ball. Yes. And about the permutation, it's like it needs order. So that's like this asked that you have to take the first time you have to take the black ball. The second time you have to take the white ball. That you cannot like the first time you take the white ball and the second time you take the black ball. That is not okay because teacher is giving you an order. The what chance you will take the black ball the first time and second time is the white ball. So how to calculate it? So the combination, you will find out that the number of this one, yes, you can see it's the formula of combination and permutation. Okay. The question number 10, I will tell you about addition law. You can see that the formula of addition law. To find the addition law, you have to find the probability of event A and plus the probability of event B, and you minus the probability of the both A and B, so that you will find the additional law. And once again, thank you for listening. And I made this video chapter 4 to you to understand more about combination and institution and about the statistic and probability for you to easier to understand, and you have more chance to get higher score in final exam. And in the final score, I hope you guys all pass the exam and have and good luck. Thank you. Okay, so here about the question number 9, the union and intersection. The union is the union of two events is the event have all sample points that are exist in A or B or both in A and B. And about the intersection, the two events is event that have all sample points that exist both in A and P and B. So just example about the union, it's just that exist in A, so only A will appear. And about the P, only P will appear. And when you say that it's a both A and B, and I say that both A and B are here, or this one. So about the intersection, it's only exist in A and B. That means this a small part that even A and B have a simple common point. Yes. So I will tell you about the additional law. You can see the formula of additional law. So to find out the P A union B, so you have to understand that you have to find A first. A is just this one, and then you plus B is this one, and then you have to minus A and B. I mean this one, all of the even A and B here. So whenever you find out the P of A union B,